I'm gonna go ahead and start the live stream today. I have this new set of Honolulu²B alcohol markers sent to me from Ohuhu, and I'm gonna be working on creating a video for this shortly to share with you guys. But I wanted to do a live stream today so I can swatch the colors in this set. There's 120 colors, so we'll try to get to as many of these as we can. And I was going to take a look at the new barrel design on the markers and compare it with the original Honolulu marker, which I have. And one of the key features to point out was that they redesigned the barrel and the cap. So when you put it down, it's not going to roll away off the table. All one did a lot of rolling away. There was a little stopper here. And then we're also going to look at the caps. It looks like they made a very nice tight seal on these. You can hear it click when you close it up on both ends. So on the Honolulu²B, we actually have a brush tip and the fine tip on this side. I'll open that up so you can see for smaller details. And then on this side, we have the brush tip. So we'll go ahead and start swatching some of these, test it out just to compare to the old one, see they're the same size. The biggest change I see right here is this patented design on the caps to stop it from rolling, which is nice. And compare it with the other one. We had the brush tip on this side. See the brush tip? And the regular Honolulu marker had the broad tip on this side. So this time I have the fine tip on the 2B. So I'll stick this down and we'll go ahead and get started in just a second on swatching. I'll stick this marker back in here and I will show you inside the bag. So it comes in a zippered case, like the other marker sets do. Zips open and closed, handle on there, a strap so you can take it with you. You have the compartments. They also still include the plastic protector sleeve you can put underneath your page when you're coloring so the marker doesn't go through. And we can go ahead and stick that underneath here, although I don't think it's going to bleed through this heavy cardstock here that we're swatching on. And then also inside this bag, they include a booklet with information. Take a quick peek at that. The introduction, talking about the different designs of the markers. And I believe we're talking about the ink refills. If you guys don't know, you can refill these markers. They actually just launched, I think, another 50 colors. So there's about 100 colors now that they offer for refill. I think they're still working on more. I think their goal is eventually to have a refill ink for every single one of their marker colors, which is fantastic. And then in the booklet, we talk about the different series and the colors that are included. So let's go ahead. Here's the page in the booklet with the Honolulu 2 and Honolulu²B series. That's what I have in front of me. So this will show all the colors included in this set. They sent me the set of 120, so that means we'll get what's in the 24 pack, 48, the 72, and the 120 colors. So these are all the colors we have today, which is a nice assortment. And one of the other, chicken nugget person, hello, Epic. Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining in. So one other thing to point out, which is new for me, I'm just learning about this. Since I have the original Ohuhu markers, they actually changed the numbering system recently. I'll go to this page and explain it. I was reading about this. The booklet shows you the old codes for each marker and the new code. So the way that they're organizing the markers now will help explain how light or dark or saturated the color is. So the first digit on the code is going to be how, let's see, the saturation. So we have 0 to 9. So if we have a color that's like 0, 1, 2, those are going to be really light in the saturation, and the 9 is going to be heavy saturation. And that's going to be important for when you're mixing color, when you're blending the colors together, because if you go from a big step from like a 0, 1 up to like an 8 or 9, you can have a harder time blending those colors. It's better to keep the numbers close together so there's less of a step between the color. And then we also have the color family. So YR, you got the yellow, red. B would be blue, R red. So yeah, all the different letters, for example, Y for yellow, and let's see, G for green. We can go through some of the other ones as we get into the case here and look at them. And then for color brightness, so the last 2 digits represent the brightness of the color, divided into 17 levels. So we have 0 to 16. So if we have like a YR00, we have super light saturation, super light brightness. So this is going to be like your palest colors if you have 00, 01. Meanwhile, if you have it as like a 16, it's going to be a dark color. So you're looking at like the really dark gray, really dark black, really dark blue. Those will have the higher numbers. So that should hopefully make it a little bit easier to figure out just how light and dark your color is. But of course, I always recommend swatch all your markers as soon as you get them. Don't just guess. Don't go by according to the marker cap. That's not going to be super accurate. It varies on your paper. So swatch your markers and compare to that when you're picking your colors. So we can put this booklet off to the side. And so do the light blue ones. Well, I'm going to try to get through as many of these as we can on these swatches here. Let me put my booklet down. Keep that off to the side. So let's see. We can start with the first swatch card. We start with Y07. So if I'm looking inside here, I'll show you guys. This is how it came to me. These do not look organized. So I would probably spend time rearranging this because it would make it simpler to find my colors as I go, or maybe I can try to arrange them as I swatch them. But this is not really organized by color family at the moment. Alice Coffee, hi, welcome. I see I got 17 of you on the stream. Thanks so much for coming in to hang out with me, and that will take a while. Yeah, there's 120 colors in here. I don't know if we'll get to all these colors on the stream, but I wanted to try and do as many as we can for a bit. Feel free to ask me questions. Hi, welcome, Simone Lee. I'll keep checking on the chat and try to answer any questions you guys have. So let's start over here. We have a light color, so we got Y07. So let's look for that in here. Banana cream, found it. So we'll take a look. I'm going to use the brush tip for my swatches. Let's take the cap off on the side. You can see here's the brush tip. I move my swatch card. I'm a lefty, so I just have to scoot this over a bit so I have some room to color. And we're just gonna go right in the box. A few passes right across so you can see first swatch. Wait, what are you doing also? I sub. Thank you for subscribing. I'm actually swatching this new set of Ohuhu Honolulu²B markers. This was just sent to me by Ohuhu. I've been using their products for quite a few years now, so I have their original set of Honolulu markers here to compare, but they have done some upgrades to the design, the barrel. One of the key points being the change on the caps. They actually click tight. They're a little harder to open too. They're definitely secure. One of the important things is the seal on these markers. You don't want your ink to dry out faster, and if the caps don't close properly or you forget to cap your marker, you're going to have the ink evaporate faster and your marker is going to dry out. So a good seal on the marker is really important. So these markers have brush tip and fine tip. My old version of the Honolulu has the broad tip on it. You can see that's the thicker one, and the brush tip on the other side. You can see. Okay, so we have the first marker done. I could put that back in here. I think I'm going to have to go back and organize these at a later time. That's probably going to take a bit of my time, and you guys are going to fall asleep if you're watching me organize markers. Maybe some of you find that entertaining, but That will be a slow process. So let's see. The next one is Y29 Melon Yellow. So I'm looking here, Y29. Let's see, who can help me hunt for it first. I'm not seeing it. I see Y28 and 27. Wow, it's hiding. Okay, maybe I'll skip over that and come back to it when I come across it. Let's go down to the next one, Y611. I'm not finding it. Definitely, I'm going to want to reorganize these because I don't want to spend 5 minutes looking through 120 markers every time I switch colors. Maybe I should just start pulling out colors from the front and then finding them on the swatch card. Would that be faster? Usually I'm swatching much smaller sets of markers. Let's see. Or I could pull out a bunch of the, oh, I found this next one. Maybe I'll just pull out a bunch of the Y markers. Let's angle this down. I found Y111, 111. So let's open brush tip. It glides really nicely. I definitely love the brush tips on these. Let's see. It's soft, but not so soft that you can't control where your marker is going on the page. So make sure we always cap that back up tightly. And I think I'm going to start putting all these Y markers in the front. See Y, oh, here's Y26. Here's the next one. I found that one quickly. So you see we have the Y, the 2 is for the saturation and the 6 is for the darkness. So this one's probably going to be a little bit more saturated and dark than the one we just did. Let's see. Actually, it does not look as dark as the other one. So the old code is written on here too. So from my old set, it would be labeled Y3. That's interesting. Y111. Oh, it was 11. Here we go. That's why. 1 is the saturation. 11 was how dark it is. So 6 is how dark is this one. I got to get used to this new numbering system here. This is the first time I've used a set that uses their new numbering. So this one is lighter. Okay, we'll put this one back here. See if we can find Y27. Aha. And I found 28 too. So these are the next ones to swatch. And feel free to ask any other questions, guys. I tilt my paper here because, again, I'm a lefty. So we have Y27, 27. Here's the next yellow. We'll put this in the front. Move some over. I'm going to organize these as I work on it, I think. Stick this back here. And let's see, go to the brush tip side. And this color is Y28. And then when I'm finally working on a drawing, illustration, coloring something, I always take out these swatch cards and reference them. I can show you the original swatch cards I have for my first set. This is completed. This is my 120 set of markers that I bought. I bought this actually in 2020, I believe. So I've had this set a long time. And most of these markers are still in excellent condition, even though I've used them quite a bit. So the ink really lasts. If you take good care of them, don't store them in the heat, close your markers. They do last. So these are the first set I had. And I always have that out in front of me when I'm working. And I don't know if you guys are new to my channel or if you're subscribers and you've seen my art, but definitely can take a break at some point and show you some artwork in my sketchbook if you'd like. Let's see. So this was Y28. I'm going to stick that in the front here. The next one to find, Y29. Let's see if I can find that one quickly or not. Ah, got it. Y29. Like I said previously, I'm going to be using this new set of markers to color an illustration I started in my sketchbook, and I'll be making a short video out of that. Hopefully be posting that to my channel sometime within the next week or so. By 29, put that in here. And the next color we're looking for is Y213. Here we go. Looks a little bit more like a yellow orange. It's getting more golden. Okay, Y213. You see we're getting darker. So 2 is the saturation and 13 is the brightness, darkness level. So this is a pretty dark yellow. Stick that in here and show more close up on the card again. So next we're looking for Y216, caramel. See if I can find that. The cap is going to look more yellow. No, I see 111. Going to need that later. I'll put that one out. 17, 613, 315. Might skip over ones if I can't find it right away. I'm not seeing 216. And I'll come back to it when I find it. Let's go. I found 315, so let's go to the next one. Sorry, I had to go for sale. That's okay. Thanks for coming back in. I couldn't find one of the markers, and I don't want to waste too much time hunting, so I'll come back to 216. This one's 315. This one's olive yellow. Here we go. Oh, now I found 216. See, it popped up. When you stop looking for it, that's when you find it. So now I found 216. Let's go back and do this one. This one's called caramel. Awesome. Keep that right here. And then we need 415. I saw that. Perfect. I definitely have to pull hard on these caps. They really click tight, which is a good thing. So 415, Y415. There we go. You can see the colors there. Move one of these purples over. Next, we're looking for Y611 called sand. Dark sand. Found it. I like when I find it quickly. There we go. Move my paper over. Y611. Definitely has a bit more of a neutral yellow. Not as saturated. Okay. It's dark. Next we have YR. So now we're getting to the yellow red. YR04. Let's see. Ah, found it. Oh, so this is going to be a lighter color. Since we have a 0 as our first number, we can tell this is going to be a pale color, like a pastel. It's called pastel peach. And 4 is how dark it is. Well, that's a nice pastel peach. I think, so this was originally marker code R18. I do have that marker actually up in my collection, hiding back there. So now I know which one this matches. Put that over here. I'm going to stick some of these back here, organizing as I go. And the next color would be YR07, salmon orange. I see that right here. That looks white to me. It's a pastel. You can see it closer. Be right back. No problem. And I can zoom in on these so you can see them a little bit better when I put them down on the table. Okay. Angle this down. I'm going to go on to YR07. Okay. So that one's darker than the last one here. And then YR17. Let's see if we can find that one quickly. Which one did I have? No, that's a darker one. Don't see it easily. I'll come back to it. It'll pop up. Nope, that one's not it. Oh, now I see it. Perfect. Move some of these over. It's over here. YR17. Hopefully by the time I'm done swatching, I have these grouped better into their color families so I can find them more easily. There's really nice sharp point on the end. I have a lot of control on getting it in that space. YR17. So how many of you guys have used alcohol markers before, or you're interested in using alcohol markers? Here's YR111. Feel free to tell me in the chat if you've used markers. Are you familiar with Ohuhu already? YR111. Oh yeah, this one's more saturated. Looks very orange. Okay. And next up we have YR112. That one is actually called orange. Perfect. Next up we have YR33. That one's probably going to be another orange looking shade. Let's see if I can find it. That's 313. 34. That's the next one. Here it is, all the way in the back. Put this down. See the old one. YR33. This one's similar to, oh, okay, because the YR04 was R18 with the old code, and this YR33 Rose Cream was the old R19 shade. So this one's like one step darker, more saturated than this one right above it. Here we go. Move some of these colors into the back. Try and group them. See, I'm organizing as I go. I'm putting all these yellows over here and moving the other ones away. So I try to start organizing it. It's a work in progress. So we have YR34 next. This one's called Peach Cream. Let's not drop it. And this one was previously code R20. So this is the next step right after the R19. This one looks good as a blush color if you're doing lighter skin tones. You can start with this one and you can blend in with some of the darker ones right next to it. Next we have YR39. See if I can find that. There it is. YR39 is called Cinnamon. Perfect. And then the next color we're looking for is YR313. Found it. This one is Potato Brown. Just move my camera. Oh, it got turned around. Give me a shout in the chat if I end up moving the camera off and you can't see where I'm working. Sometimes I don't notice. I have to move things around so I can see what I'm doing. Here we go. So that's YR313, Potato Brown. Next, we're going to look for YR515, Burnt Sienna. Found it. Go. I think the most time-consuming part is just finding the markers. Once I have it, the swatching part goes quick. So that's 515. Cap that back up. And then we're moving on to the E. So that's the earth tones. So E22. Let's look through here. E22. Well, that's not the color I expected at all. See, again, important reason to swatch it. Would you have guessed that this was the E22? It almost looks like another yellow. Let's see what it looks like on the paper. Lime juice. Yeah, it does have a lot of yellow in it. It's very pastel though. It's light. Okay, so we have E22. Next is E212. This will be for later. 415. Looking for other E. Cap does not, oh, here we go. Cap does not look the way I think it would look. So now we have E212. Called Dusty Olive. Previous code was Y7. And I definitely had this color in my old set. There we go. Next would be E415. Right here. It's not rolling away, but I want to be able to see the words. Okay, it doesn't want to stay on the word. Fine, be like that. E415. Much darker color. So the 4 was the saturation and the 1.5 is the brightness darkness level. So you can see this is a dark brown. E is for the earth tones. Back in here, and now we have E511, chocolate mocha. That kind of sounds yummy. Okay. Oh, I did the wrong side here. So this is the fine. Actually, let's do the fine point just so you can see the difference. You can see we get a much thinner line. It would take a lot longer to fill in this swatch box. But this is good for your fine details. So it's nice to have two sides on the marker to suit whatever type of space you're coloring in. E511. Perfect. Now we can go to E515. Let's look for that in here. No, that's YR. Let's take a look. Who sees it first? Oh, here we go. E515 is one of the darker colors. Go back to the brush tip. And then just several passes right across the box and fill it in. There we go. Put that one back. You can see right there. And then we're moving on to the R already. R for red. So we have R013. So it's going to be not very saturated. 013 tomato. Let's see if we can find it. Here we go. The brush tip, R013. That is a nice tomato red. It's interesting. It's dark, but it shows 0 as not that saturated because that has to do with the blending. I would have guessed it to be a higher number. Let's compare it to the next one. So previously, this one was called Y5. That's kind of interesting because this is not what I would guess to be a red at all. R013, just double check that's correct. And then R014, deep vermilion. Let's go to that next. Found it. Let's see what that one looks like. That one's just a little bit darker than the last shade we had. And then we're looking for R015 crimson. That will be the next one. Found it. Let's move a few of these colors to the back. Just kind of reorganizing a few of these as I go so that I have more space. Okay. Some of these. So next we have R015. Let me know, guys, if you have any other questions about the markers. And then we're going to go on to R16. It's called light salmon. I think we need to start putting some of these reds in this section up here. R16, there we go. And find the next ones. 28 and R215. Okay, so next R16. This looks kind of like a blush color, maybe. Oh, it's peach. It's not very red. Let's see that color right there. One in here. Next color up would be R28. I found that one is pink carnation. R28. Looks nice. I like that pink. The color looks a little bit off on my camera. It looks a little bit more pink in person. It looks more peach. It could be my lighting. Get that closer. Now you can see it. Pink carnation. Next we have R210 deep blush. Let's see if we can find that next. Here we go. Found it. It's on the other side. Move the camera over. This one got dark again. I have a big jump. Much darker color. You can see that one right here. And then next up we have R213. Let's find that one. Found it here. R213 is called Pomegranate. Let's move my camera over so I have room for my hand. Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to look for R215, Morello Cherry, it's called. Where is it at? It's RV. Let's see, R38. That's next. Here we go. R215. I had it out. Okay. R215. This was previously coded R8. This is a deep red. Be nice for coloring like flowers. Rose. Okay, perfect. And then we have R38. Okay, perfect. Another row completed. Now we have R46. See if we can find that in here. I don't see it. Let me look. R46 or R412. Can we find either one of those? I found R412. 319. This, oh, here it is. 46. Go ahead and start this next row. Perfect. And then onto R412. And this one was previously coded R4. We're kind of jumping around in the numbers from the previous set. So you can see they definitely reorganized the order on these, the new coding system. Then we're looking for R413. Found that over here. And then R514. It's going to be a darker one. Okay, got the next two. Perfect. Hi, welcome to those of you just joining. Just a recap, I am swatching this new set of Ohuhu Honolulu²B alcohol markers. This was sent to me. I just got these in the mail from Ohuhu. We got a set of 120, and I'm swatching out the colors, and we are talking about the new color coding system compared to the previous set, which I had before. This was the old marker. This was the regular Honolulu series, and this is the 2 series. They've redesigned the barrel on this as well. So this one is going to be R413. Feel free, again, guys, ask questions in the chat. I'll do my best to keep checking there and answer any questions you might have about Ohuhu's markers. I have been using them for a good five plus years now. Use a lot of their products, their markers, their sketchbook marker sketch pad, their acrylic markers as well. And I've been very impressed with their products, and I'm happy to talk about them and share that with you guys. It's nice to see that there's some competing brands out there that can bring quality products at prices that are more affordable. So now we have 514. And this one was previously coded in R7. This one's called Prune Juice. So this is a nice deep red here too. It's kind of similar to the R8. It's kind of close in value. You can see. I can zoom in. You can see the difference between the one right above it and this one here. Not a big jump between the two. That's good. Good for blending them together. Put this in here. And then we're going into the RV. So that stands for red violet. So this would be RV08. So 0 is the saturation. So that's a low number. And then 8 would be the brightness, darkness. So we're looking for RV08. Found that. So that's a pastel color. Looks like I have some ink splatter there. I'll have to clean that up with some rubbing alcohol later. So RV08. This one's called Pastel Pink. It was previously coded R10. Oh, that's a nice bright pink. I like that color a lot. I love pink. I'm partial to this color. There we go. And then we want RV17 and 18. I found those guys. Pull that out right here. RV17. That one's really bright. I like that color. And then RV18 called Bubblegum. It almost looks neon when I first put it down on the page. It's brighter. Let's see, they both are marked with a 1, and this one's 7, this one's 8. So it's saying this color is darker. Let's look at it in a second after it dries. What do you think, guys? Does that one look one shade darker than this one? No, to my eyes, it doesn't. They are pretty similar. Well, let's go on to the next one, RV19 Dahlia Pink. See if we can find that one next. It's all the way back here. Okay. RV19. And we're getting closer to finishing up this first card, which is great. Wasn't sure how long it would take to swatch. We've been live for 43 minutes. Doing pretty good. Put this one in here. And now we want RV111. Found that one next. And RV212. If I see that one here, I'll pull it out also. Perfect. I found it. Okay. Hold that guy for next. RV111. Pull up the brush tip side. Okay. That one's a darker pink. And then moving on to RV212. You definitely can see them gradually getting darker pink. It's nice order here. Now we're looking for RV311. Looks a little bit more purple. And 314. Move this over a little bit so you can see. Yep, we're definitely getting a little bit more of a purple tone in here. Keep that one back up. And then we got RV314. And again, one step darker. See the number is a little bit bigger, so that means darker color. And now we're looking for RV316, and I just found that here. Then we'll be moving on to the violets. Keep those out. So we got RV316 next. That one's dark. So 16 is the highest number, so this is like one of the darkest RV colors you can get. This one's called Grape Jelly. Next, we are moving into V, which is for violet. We have V010. Faded violet. This was previously labeled as P4. So 0 is for the saturation and 10 is for the darkness. So it's a 10 out of 17 levels on darkness. Okay. And then next up, let's see, we have 13, V13 in here somewhere. So V18, oh here, V13 is next. This one is Grade Violet, it's called. And this was originally R11. Let's move this over. So now we have a lighter color. Here. Next up, V18. Shift this over a little bit. There we go, nice and smooth. Next, 216, V216, Morning Glory. Hi, welcome. Those of you who are just joining, I am swatching the set of Ohuhu Honolulu²B alcohol markers. This is the 120 color set. Feel free to ask me questions in the chat. This is V216. Getting closer to finishing up this first swatch card. Next we have, we need to find V38. We missed one here. Let's look for it. Looking in here. Trying to move these around as I go. Here it is. Oh, it looks more blue. That's why I didn't spot it. Okay. So we are on V38, which is Deep Periwinkle. So it's probably going to be more of a blue purple. Still kind of on the pastel side. It's light. It's a pretty color. And now we go to V416, Deep Purple. So since it's number 16, this should be a dark purple. Pretty dark, yeah. compared to the other one, which was a RV316, and this is a V416. So it's a different color family, but they're both on a darker level. Might be able to blend those two. And then we're moving into the next color family, BV, which is blue violet 2.6. So 2 is the saturation level and 6 is the brightness darkness. So BV 2.6. Let's see if we can find this guy in here. The caps don't look purple anymore. BV 2.6. See if we can find it. This is BV 3.8 that's coming up. I can pull that one out. 29. So probably looking for a bluish looking cap. Ah, here it is. BV 2.6. Found you. Here we go. BV 2.6. Let's move this over a little bit so I can get to the edge. This one's a little bit darker than the V38. Now we go to BV29. Almost done with this card. And we might stop after the first card, guys, and then do another batch later on. But at least getting through half of these, that would be 60 colors here. But BV29, let's move the camera back. And again, we have a really dark purple here. And purpley blue. And put that one away. And then we have a B. Oh, we want BV31. This one's BV38, so that's the next one. Let's see if we can find 31. Well, that one's BV310. Still looking. That's 29. We want 31. That's BV 514. That's a different card. 314. That's this one. We're still looking for BV 31. I don't see it yet. 41. Oh, found it. Oh, that's why. I'm looking for blue cap, but look what color this looks like. It almost looks white. I wonder if this one's going to be really light. I couldn't spot it. Okay, well, we found it. BV31. Let's see what you look like. This was originally BG3, so I think this is light. Yes, it is. And again, you can't really tell by the cap. The cap looks lighter than the swatch. And I was looking for something that looked more purple. Okay. Move this over here. The next color we're looking for was 38. Here we go. BV38 is sky blue. This is originally coded PB1. Oh, I opened up the other side again. I want the brush tip side. I like how I can hear it click when it's closed, so I know that there's a tight seal. You always want to make sure that your marker caps are closed securely when you store them and put them away, because you don't want the ink to be able to evaporate. And then your markers will get dried out. Okay, BV38. If you take good care of them, the markers will last you a long time. BV310. This one's a much more bold blue. It's a blue violet but it looks pretty blue. There we go. Pretty bold. And last one on this card. Yay. We're getting there. Let's tilt this back to BV314. Hi, welcome to those of you who are just joining. I'm almost done finishing with the swatches here on this first card on my set of 120 Ohuhu Honolulu²B alcohol markers. Was sent to me. Got these just today from Ohuhu to test out. They redesigned their marker barrel. I can point that out again to you guys, the changes that they made from their original set. So one of the big changes is the design on the cap. So when you put it down, your marker's not going to roll off your table. These stoppers are really nice, and they click, the markers click together, closed really nicely. So this has the brush tip on one side and the fine point tip on the other side. This is the 2B. Honolulu 2 is the side that has the brush tip, and I think it has the chisel like this one, the broad one, the broad chisel tip. And this one is the 2B. So we finished with that first card, BV314. I'll put this back in here. So I was organizing them as I go, keeping the color families the same. I had the Y, the YR, the E, moving into the R and the RV and the V. And then here, these aren't organized yet, but we've got the greens and blues and grays to go through, which would be on this other swatch card that I didn't get to yet. But we can see this first card. I got some dirt on here. Let's see if I can erase this. It must have been a cap that left a mark on here, but we can see, zoom back out, that we finished this first card. So this is swatch card number 1 for the Honolulu 120 set of colors. That's really pretty so far. So we definitely have a range. We've got some other lighter colors. Now this set does not include the pastel colors. You can see them up here. I do have their pastel sets. I love that set. Those are all the very lightest shades. I use them a lot, especially with blending. Great to have. And there's definitely some darker shades here too. You can tell from the color-coded number here, 16, 16. These are really dark ones. 14, dark. Got an 11, a 15, 12. A 15 here, 9 here, 16. So yeah, this is actually pretty useful the way they changed the coding. That way we can tell more easily, are these really dark colors, saturated color, better for blending. And you can reference in the book that's included here. So we've gotten halfway through the colors, got a lot of the blue and green. So then if you get the next size set, so this 120 set includes all these colors here. But then you can get the pastel sets separately, or I think if you get the bigger sets of colors, it starts including the pastel shades in them as well. Or you can get them separately. If you already have a set of 120, you can buy like the skin tone set, the grayscale set, or the 2 pastel sets they have. These are the ones I have from before. These are great colors. So, yeah, we're wrapping up at about an hour here, an hour to get through that first swatch card. I think that's pretty good. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream today. I will try to do some more often, some other swatches, maybe do some sketchbook tours just to show you real quick. I don't know if you guys are subscribers or new to the channel, just to take a peek at some of the work that I do with these alcohol markers. Alcohol marker, a lot of anime fan art, and I also do a lot of acrylic marker fan art here as well. So these are with acrylic markers. So we can do some sketchbook tours another time, flip through some of the stuff that I've done here. And I am going to be working on a video coloring a new fan art using this set of markers. So I hope you guys will look for my new video soon, probably within the next week that will be up. And thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you found this informative. And feel free to leave comments in any of my videos, asking questions about markers. I'm always happy to share what I've learned and explain and teach about markers and different sets and what's included in them, how to use them, tips and tricks. So Again, take care, guys. Thanks for being here. That's it for tonight.